I'm coming, y'all. Hold up. Gotta take y'all down my junk. Alright, here we go. Let me see. Let me make sure y'all can see me on Facebook Live. Damon Meadows, Facebook Live. Great, do something before the 9 o'clock call, y'all. So bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. Here we go. All right. I was asked by several of my team members. Here we go, y'all. Okay. Oh, y'all can see me. Here we go. I just want to make sure y'all can see me, so I'm going to put this over here. Okay. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد. As proceeds, the reason I'm doing this Facebook Live, this is dedicated to my Muslim brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm doing this live presentation based on the Quran and the Sunnah for a couple of reasons. One is, for some reason, we have thought, or some sisters may have brought this to their husbands or to other Muslim brothers, or people may have brought this to the Muslim community, and as if they didn't want to touch it, as if it was taboo. And I laugh because I thought about Islam. And this is our book, the Holy Quran. And the first ayat that was revealed, it was funny because it's the clock. The first ayat is Surah 96. Surah Al-Alaq. Translation, the clock. Now let me tell you what the first ayat that was revealed, and it was really devastating to me because the first ayat that Allah revealed to mankind, to our Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was Surah 96 ayat 2. It says, and he created man from a clot, a piece of thick blood. His first ayat was talking about the womb, literally. So I find it funny for some brothers who act as if, oh, we don't supposed to talk about that. No, we have to talk about that. First of all, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sent to mankind and the jinn. And Islam is a perfect way of life. From everything, from running a country to how we go to the bathroom. It's all in the Quran and the Sunnah. So, before I get into this right here, I want to say one thing. Another ayah. Even, matter of fact, I gave you the ayah where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked about this. Now let's see what the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. It says, narrated Abdullah radiallahu anhu said, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the true and truly inspired, said, as regards to creation. Every one of you were collected in the womb of his mother for the first 40 days. Then he became a clot for the other 40 days. Then a piece of flesh for another 40 days. Then Allah sent the angels to write 4 words. He writes what his deeds are. He writes when his time of death and the meaning of his livelihood. And whether will he be wretched or blessed in the hereafter. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Allah, talking about this will happen inside the womb of a woman. Now, it just amazes me because now let's go with what the Messenger of Allah said about the Ummah. Said that we're like one body. If one part of your body hurt, the rest of the body would stay up in agony until it healed. So our women are hurting. Our women are hurting because of this trash. This is why I'm so upset. Because at the end of the day, we got an obligation. We got the obligation to protect our women. Allah says in the Quran, we're the maintainers, providers, and protectors of women. That's our job, Ikwan. This is our job. So now when we find out the dangers of this foolishness, let me make sure y'all can see. Let me move this back a little bit so y'all can see. When we find out the dangers in this foolishness that our women are subjected to use. Let me see. So, okay, I think we can move right here. Now, when we have a solution, meaning our cherished premium sanitary napkins, once we know this to be true, we have an obligation in the sight of Allah to protect our Muslims out there. And since we're the caliphs of the earth, we have an obligation to save all of mankind. Understand that reality. So now, we're going to open the Cherished Premium Sanitary Napkin. And we're going to open it as thus. And obviously we see that it's much thinner and much smaller than the store-bought brand. So we're going to pull this right here and put it next to this foolishness right here. So ladies and gentlemen, we know that the average OBGYN says that the woman secretes 15 to 50 milliliters of feminine flow during one day of her cycle. Some women are heavier, we know this. But let's go for what the masses say. So now I've marked 50 milliliters on my cup. So we're going to pour 50 milliliters of assimilation of fluid in the cup. And y'all can see that it's literally on the line. So we're going to pour this in the 8-hour so-called pad. This is an 8-hour pad that the store-bought brand. Very popular brand. So we're going to pour that in there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do the same thing with Exhibit B. The world's most comfortable pad, our cherished premium sanitary napkin. So we're going to pour this on this pad as thus. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to lie. When I first seen this, I was like, where is they going with this? But then I thought about the reality of me having 2 daughters and a wife. So ladies and gentlemen, as a Muslim, I know that it's incumbent upon me to protect the women in my family, in my household. So this is just a regular paper towel. So what we're going to do is, we're going to do this. We're going to put this right here and apply a little pressure. And guess what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen? It's spoiled. We know this. I want to make sure I'm still on Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, it is obviously spoiled. This is a no-brainer. So therefore, hold up, let me cut this off. Ladies and gentlemen, it is obviously spoiled. Look. This is a no-brainer. Excuse me, y'all. You know I'm low-tech, high-check. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. This is the problem that we're having. Because when a woman stands up, her flow comes down. But when she sits down, everything that's in this pad, that got on this napkin, gets inside our women's womb. So now, that's a direct, listen to me, that's a direct contact with her bloodstream. So everything that's in this so-called sanitary napkin now becomes inside my daughters, inside my wife, inside my sister in Islam, inside my mother, my aunt, my niece, every woman that I love. So therefore, we literally have to change this. But now, Let's see this one, ladies and gentlemen. Same pack, same napkin. Let's see what the world's most comfortable pad is. Listen. I want to make sure y'all know I'm applying pressure. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't get a drop of water out of it. That's a game changer. You want to be wet or you want to be dry. It's that simple. But the reality is, it gets a little worse. What makes it incumbent upon me as a Muslim man to make sure I get this message out to every single female I come across. Let's go with the dissecting of this so-called sanitary napkin, ladies and gentlemen, so I can get ready for the 9 o'clock call from our CEO, Mr. Spencer Iverson. This is the first layer, ladies and gentlemen. This first layer is literally synthetic plastic. If I rub this across my hand, it's going to irritate my hand. This is why some women be chaste. Some women say, I'll be raw down there. Because the irritation, the friction of walking, of working out with this rough material. It's a synthetic plastic. You hear that? This rubbing against your most private area is going to cause irritation. Then they have the nerve, ladies and gentlemen, to say, this is their absorbency. It's going to also bleed inside our women. We can't have that because now it's poisoning our women. Ladies and gentlemen, then we're really disturbing. Hey, and all that. This is one of the world's most cheapest material to make money off of. So what do these companies do? They send it through a shredder. You don't believe me? Please Google the making of sanitary napkins. They send it through a shredder, and then the shredder makes it almost till it becomes liquid. Then they bleach it. They take it through an 8-step bleaching system so it can become white. You think it's clean. Because they know we're so ignorant sometimes. We believe everything because it's white, that means it's clean. No, that just means it's colored. Everything that's in this sanitary napkin, meaning in the garbage and the trash and the waste, is still there. It's just changed into another color to make people think it's clean. So now, if we know this, it causes a chemical called dioxin. You don't have to believe Damon Meadows. Please do your research. Please. You can go to all the stuff is free information. Inspire Network is not bringing, we ain't discovered this. It's just been out there and we're just letting you people know where to get it from. Ladies and gentlemen, this, whatever you want to call it, causes a chemical called dioxin. Dioxin is 700,000 times worse than arsenic. You don't believe me? Google it yourself. The harmful effects of dioxin. You're going to see all type of horrific diseases that comes from this. Ladies and gentlemen, we have women, 600,000 right here in the United States a year that have hysterectomies. Are you kidding me? Some women at the tender age of 22. You mean to tell me because our ladies have been poisoned since the ages of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all the way up to their 20s and 30s. Now they're talking about taking out their reproductive system. They can't have no more kids anymore because they can't solve the problem. So they want to take out your organ that God bless you with. No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed a woman to produce. But if you're toxifying it, what's going to happen? Birth defects, miscarriages. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, do not kill your hands by your own, do not kill yourselves by your own hands. Once you know this, you cannot use it no more. Because you know what it's doing to you. And tampons are even worse because you're plugging up what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to get out you to waste. He's sending you through a cleansing. Read the book. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala message talk about the cleansing of the woman. The woman. During that time of menstruation, you're being cleansed. Don't plug it up. You're using it as a corkscrew. So now the wasteful blood is backing up in your system, causing toxic shock syndrome. No. Ladies, we cannot do that. So now, which one has the most water? Of course, this one. So we're going to give the least amount of water and put it in here with the 8-hour pad. And we're going to put the absorbency system through the test. We're going to put all of it in there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to hurry up before the 9 o'clock call. Don't worry about it. We're going to be on that. Ladies and gentlemen, they have the audacity to have our women in a trash bag. It's a trash bag, ladies and gentlemen. Are you serious? The body is 98.5 degrees. You got urine, you got menstruation, you got blue dye, you got bleach, and you got waste. You have my woman, my wife, my niece, my sister in Islam. You have them simmering in trash. Then you got a nerve to wrap them in trash. This is unacceptable for us. This is unacceptable for us. So now, after your cycle, now you got to use diflucan. You know why? Because now you got an infection. So now you got to take pills for that. Ladies and gentlemen, they already did the studies. How much money you spend in or around your menstruation. They already done the studies. This is $1 trillion industry, ladies and gentlemen, off of our ignorance, but not no more, because now we know. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's dissect the world's most comfortable pad, our CHERISH Premium Sanitary Napkin. This is the first layer of our pad. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see how I go in the wind. You ain't gonna hear that noise now. Listen, it's cotton. Ladies and gentlemen, it's cotton. That's what that is. Know why? My grandmother, and I always tell people this. Back in the day, she used to say when she was on her mints, she used to say, I'm on my rag. Because they wrapped themselves in cotton back in the day. You ain't hear about ovarian cancer, cervical cancer, miscarriages too much. Ladies and gentlemen, my grandma got 13 children. Yes. It's women that's healthy. Don't know why they keep having miscarriages. Why they having birth defects. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to understand. Now that we know better, we have an obligation to do better. Now, the second layer. This is 100% algae strip infused with negative ions. Negative ions, from one professor in Harvard, he said it's like the vitamins of the air. Like after a rainforest or a thunderstorm. Also, it kills bacteria. So women have used our pads. Every single woman used our pad says she has no odor. No odor, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, they got our sisters in a trash bag. The body 98.5 degrees with all this trash is going to create bacteria and it's going to smell. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Our negative ion strip, all the women say they have no odor. Another thing, negative ions with the ray, it says, ladies and gentlemen, women have testified that some have no cramps. A lot of them say severely decreased in cramps. It varies between the woman. Ladies and gentlemen, women have testified to say that it takes away their hot flashes, their backaches, their headaches. Don't believe me? Go to Now We Know, that's nowweknow.net, and look at the testimonies yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, so many medical benefits from negative ions. Go to WebMD and Google the benefits of negative ions. They're in every panty liner, every day pad, every night pad, and every overnight pad that we have at Inspire Network, because we cherish our women. Now, the next layer. It covers our absorbency system, ladies and gentlemen. This is why our women say we have the most comfortable pad in the world. This is another thick layer, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have our women in trash bags. It's not just about money with this company. Understand this, ladies and gentlemen. If you could feel the thickness of this, you will understand why some women say, it feel like I don't have nothing on. Because they love the comfortability of our CHERISH Premium Sanitary Napkins. Ladies and gentlemen, remember this is one that had the most water in it, correct? Absolutely. So now, let's put our absorbency system through the test, inshallah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our last layer. Our last layer, if you look very closely, it has 4 strips in it. And if I put this over a cup of steam, the steam will come right through the last layer. That means it's breathable. Now, the breathability with the negative ion strip that eats bacteria, this is the combination in our pad. That's why our women have no smell. Our pad each layer works together to support the other. Ladies and gentlemen, no smell. So now, guess what? We don't have our women in a trash bag. Look it for yourself. We don't have our women in a trash bag. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the latest technology in sanitary napkins. Right here with Inspired Network, we love helping others and having an obligation to protect our women. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 8-hour protective system. Let's see what it does. Is it working? Absolutely not. Look at this. Foolishness. Because know why? Trash doesn't absorb. Doesn't absorb, ladies and gentlemen. So now you wonder why they give you big boxes with 30, 24 in the pack and you think you got a deal. But guess what? You're going to need these when you use them, so they make you bleed more so you can buy more. Understand it's a business, ladies and gentlemen. They don't care about you. It's a business. So listen, let's see what the world's most comfortable pad did with the water. Remember all the water, ladies and gentlemen? What you think it did? You can't get a drop of water out of it. You can't get a drop of water. And this is only our day pad, ladies and gentlemen. This is only our day pad. We have night pads, overnight pads, and panty liners. I'm going to do one better for you, ladies and gentlemen. That's how much confidence I got in our sanitary napkins. We turn a liquid to a solid, ladies and gentlemen. This is why our women are so dry and comfortable. Look at that. Are you kidding me? This is a no-brainer, ladies and gentlemen. So this is why I'm so happy to be a part of. Oh yeah, we can get a competitor some help. Put the water right in there. Put the water in there. What do you think it's going to do, ladies and gentlemen? You tell me. It ain't going to do nothing but absorb. You can't get a drop of water out of it, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I love being a part of our Now We Know campaign. There's no fluff with us. I tell women, you want to be wet or you want to be dry. That's it. Now, the obligation of killing you, that's where the danger comes in at. Because I just gave you the proof is in the pad. Once you do your research and you know that what's inside this trash that I've been killing our women, these pads that's on the store shelf, I don't care which one you use, do your research. You have an obligation in front of the creator of the heavens and the earth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have an obligation to protect the one you love. Your wife, your daughter, your sisters in Islam, your mothers, your aunts. Because we are the caliphs of the earth. We have an obligation to protect the women all over the world. So I wanted to give this information out. It was geared towards the Muslim Jamaat, but it's for everybody. Whether you're a Christian, Jew, or whatever, you name it. The Creator always talked about protecting the women. So this is why I wanted to make this live feed today before the 9 o'clock call. Ladies and gentlemen, share this, comment, like it. I do this for y'all. This is Damon Meadows. Let me tell y'all something. I've never been as passionate about a business that I was involved in like I am this. Because not only am I looking from a business aspect, but we're changing women's lives. The testimonies that we're hearing, the commitment to women that we're seeing all over the world is soothing. And another thing that I love, I got men calling me because of my viral video. Brother, assalamu alaikum. Bro, I'm never going to let my sister, my daughter, my wife wear that trash no more. How can I get the CHERISH premium sanitary napkins? How you feel? Listen, thank you for making that video. Man, listen, my wife is right here. What kind of pads y'all got? She's a such and such flower. That never been on the tongue of men. But guess what? It should be. Because the very women that we love are the very women that we have to protect. So this is Damon Meadows. I'm getting ready for our corporate call from our CEO, the update 9 o'clock call. Love the way you feel, ladies. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.